period. I'm a comma.
WOD 1, 12-minute AMRAP, 20 box overs, 20 plate ground to overhead, and 20 sit-ups. At 3, 2, 1, go, Athlete 1 will start with box overs. Once Athlete 1 completes all of the box overs, Athlete 2 will start on plate ground to overhead. Once Athlete 2 completes all of the plate ground to overhead, Athlete 1 will start on the sit-ups. Athletes will continue to rotate movements back and forth for 12 minutes. Your score is total reps completed. Box overs. Athletes start by standing with 2 feet on the floor. Intermediate athletes must jump onto the top of the box with both feet landing on top of the box at the same time. Novice and masters athletes may jump up or step up to get both feet on top of the box. Both feet must be on top of the box before jumping or stepping down on the opposite side. Athletes do not need to stand up completely while on top of the box. They may face any direction while mounting and dismounting. No part of the athlete's body, other than the bottom of the feet, may touch the box to assist any part of the movement or to catch their balance. The dismount must be on the opposite side of the box that they jumped up on. Plate ground to overhead. The plate will start flat on the ground. The athlete will pick up the plate with 2 hands, having 1 hand on each side of the plate, and stand fully upright. Athlete will then tap one edge of the plate to the ground and then bring it overhead in one motion. The movement is completed when the plate is directly overhead with arms, hips, and knees fully locked out. Sit-up. Sit-ups begin with the athlete lying on their back, feet on the floor any distance below the buttocks. Butterfly position is fine, but not anchored, and the hands touching the floor above the head. The athlete then curls up until the hands touch the toes, not the midfoot and not the ground. The feet cannot leave the floor at any time during any part of the sit-up. An ab mat is allowed, but not required. If used, the ab mat must be positioned at the lumbar spine. WOD 2, max tonnage cleans. The team will choose the weight they would like to use, and athletes will alternate 1-minute rounds. The workout will start with 2-minute warm-up to get to your declared weight, and then after the 2 minutes, the athletes will rotate 1-minute work, 1-minute rest for 3 rounds, which is a total of 6 minutes. Athletes alternate at each minute between working and resting. They will share 1 bar. For mixed sex teams, there will be 2 barbells set at 2 separate weights. The workout will begin with an unloaded empty barbell. Athletes have 2 minutes to load the barbell and warm up. After the warm-up, athletes alternate between each minute between working and resting. Each weight must be at a minimum of 45 pounds for men and 35 pounds for women. Training bars, if available, may only be used for weights equal to or lesser than 60 or 50 pounds. If you are male intermediate, you will have a total of 240 pounds available to you, and female intermediate will have a total of 140 pounds available to you. Male masters or male novice will have a total of 240 pounds available, and female novice, female masters will have a total of 145 pounds available. Your score is number of reps completed times the weight you lifted. So if the weight chosen was 95 pounds, and in those 6 minutes you accomplished 115 total reps, your score would be 95 times 115 for a total score of 10,925 pounds. For the clean, the barbell will begin on the ground, and athlete may use any style of clean except for the hang clean. You may muscle clean, power clean, squat clean, and split clean. They are all permitted. The repetition is completed when the athlete has the barbell in front rack, elbows are in front of the barbell, hips and knees are fully extended, and feet are under hips. Dropping the barbell from the shoulder height will result in a no rep. WOD 3, 4 rounds for time. 15 synchro toes above hips or knees above hips, 30 wall balls, and 15 plate hop burpees. The time cap for this workout is 10 minutes. For the intermediate division, they will be doing toes above hips. The first rep must begin with both partners in a full hang, the feet not touching anything, the hips fully open, and the heels behind the vertical plane of the bar. From there, and for each following rep, the toes of both feet of both partners must rise above the hip crease. The hips must be fully open at the bottom with the heels behind the vertical plane of the bar and no part of the feet touching the ground or any other object. An overhand, underhand, or mixed grip are all permitted. Synchro is counted when both athletes have their toes above their hips at the same time. Now for the novice and masters division, it will be knees above hips. The first rep must begin with both partners in a full hang, the feet not touching anything, the hips fully open, and the heels behind the vertical plane of the bar. From there, and for each following rep, the knees of both partners must rise above the hip crease at the same time. The hips must be fully open at the bottom with the heels behind the vertical plane of the bar and no part of the feet touching the ground or any object. Any overhand, underhand, or mixed grip are permitted. Synchro is counted when both athletes have their knees above their hips at the same time. Wall ball. The ball will start on the ground. The athlete will pick up the ball and come to an upright stance with full hip extension with ball in the front rack position. From there, the athlete will squat to hip crease below knee, keeping ball in front rack position. After rising back towards the top, the athlete will toss the ball to the target. Athlete catches the ball and must have ball in front rack position while lowering hip crease to below knee for every rep. If the ball hits the ground, the athlete must reposition to upright, hips extended, front rack position before squatting for the next rep. The ball must be on the ground at a complete stop for athletes to switch. Allowing the ball to drop from the target to the ground will result in a no rep. An air ball, where the ball gets high enough but does not make contact, is also a no rep. Plate hop burpees. Movement begins with the bumper plate flat on the floor in front of the athlete, with the athlete standing upright. The athlete will begin performing plate hop burpees. The burpee is standard, requiring the athlete to touch the chest to the floor, push up, draw feet back together, and at the top, the athlete will jump enough so some part of both feet at the same time are on top of the plate. The top edge of the plate is just fine. The athlete does not need to stand fully upright, and the athlete does not have to have their full foot on the plate. Once the feet have been drawn back together after the chest was on the ground, a little hop onto the plate is all that's required. Reps are counted when both feet at the same time tap the top of the plate. Athletes will be no repped for not touching their chest on the floor and not touching the top of the plate with both feet at the same time. Workout number 4, the floater WOD. In this workout, athletes are going to accumulate as many calories on an assault bike or an echo bike as they can in 4 minutes. Athletes will share one bike and will switch off as often as desired. Your score is total calories accumulated.